Hey y'all, and welcome to Don John TV. On the agenda today, I'm going to be showing y'all my book collection. Now, I'm a big nerd. I love to read, and reading is one of my favorite hobbies. So, with the books that I'm about to show you, if you have any of them, please comment down below which is your favorite one. And also, the lame books, I will be happy to email them to you, whoever who wants them. And I'll leave my email in the description box down below. You can just email me your address, and I'll just package it up and send it to you. Also, comment down below which is your favorite book as well, even though it's not in my book collection. So without further ado, here goes. I'm going to show y'all both of these. Shout out to Christopher Pike. You are one of the best authors ever. I love you, dude. So this is basically the Thirst series, well, two of the Thirst series books, Thirst number 1 and Thirst number 2. They basically tell the story about this girl right here. Her name is Alyssa, but her vampire name is like Cedar or Sada or whatever how you say it. And she's basically a vampire and whatnot. And she's not really that evil or whatever. She just basically just does what she wants to do. And she falls in love with this guy named Ray. And yeah, they have a wonderful relationship, whatever. And in the second book right here, it features the same girl, but she turns surprisingly human. Her and Ray are in a relationship, and they have a vampire daughter and whatnot, and she ends up wreaking havoc and whatever. But yeah, these are two of the best books ever, and if you haven't read them, please do. You will not be disappointed. The next book on my list is The Color Purple. If you're familiar with the movie and you're familiar with the book, you know this is very good. It basically, well, I'm not going to go into the Color Purple story, but for those of you out there that are watching this, you know what The Color Purple is about. And it's sad, but it's a very good story. And this is a good book. By Alice Walker, by the way. Shout out to you, girl. Now, this book right here, let me move my hand. It's called The Vampire Stalker by Alison Van Dyken. Shout out to you, Alison Van Dyken. You are the best author ever. I enjoyed this book. I got it at the book fair in 8th grade. It tells a story about this girl. Her name is Amy, and she's in love with this vampire, this fictional vampire character named Alexander Banks. And somehow the characters from the book series turns frighteningly real, and they have to stop the book characters and everything. So, yeah, it's a very good book. I highly suggest you read it. Now, this book right here called Wicked, it's by Nancy Holder and Debbie V, well, however you say, Viggy or something like that. This book was lame as shit. No shade to the authors, but this book was lame as shit. I did not finish reading it. So, yeah. If you want this book, I will be more than happy to email it to you. Not email it to you, sorry. If you want this book, I'll be more happy to send it to you. So, yeah. These two books, I'm going to show them to you together. Nightshade and Wolfsbane by Andrea or Andrea Krimmer, however it is. It basically tells a story about this girl. I forgot what her name is. She's basically the leader of a wolf pack, and she falls in love with this guy. His name is Shay, and he basically ends up turning into a wolf, and they have a relationship and all that. So, yeah. If you've not read these books, please do, because they are damn good. Now, this book, shout out to Stephanie Meyer, girl. I love the Twilight series. You are a damn good author. But this book was lame as shit. But, oh well. You are a very good author, by the way. It's called The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner. It's an Eclipse novel from the Twilight series and whatnot. And it's about this girl. Her name is Bree Tanner. And she's basically a vampire in training and whatnot. So, yeah, if you haven't read this book, please do. And I will be more than happy to not email. Why do I keep saying email? I'll be more than happy to send this book to you. So, yeah. This book is called An Hour to Kill. This book is called An Hour to Kill by Dale Hudson and Billy Hills. It's basically a true story about this guy. He killed this girl. And I haven't read this book yet, but I plan to soon. And I imagine it's a very good book. So, yeah. I'm just going to show you all three of these. If I can get them in order. These right here are just basically just dictionaries that I have. They're not really books. Like this red one right here, I got this in 4th grade. Shout out to my fourth grade English teacher, Miss Monk. How you doing, girl? I love you. You were the best teacher ever. She gave me this book, and she gave me this dictionary. She gave me this dictionary, and this one I just bought from a store. So yeah. This book right here is called His First Wife by Grace Octavia. Like I said, this book, I would be more than happy to send it to you because it was lame as shit. No shade to the author, but it was lame as shit, and whoever wants it, kudos to you. The next book on my list is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. It is a classic. I read this during my senior year in high school, and I got this copy of this book from a bookstore in Tipton, Georgia a long while back. And it's a really good book. It had me on the edge of my seat. It's kind of sad in the beginning, but not in the beginning. It's kind of sad in the end, but oh well. It's a really good book. If you haven't read it, I suggest you do. You will not be disappointed. Now, this book, shout out to my man Christopher Pike, bro, you are so good. This is called Remember Me, and it's basically a 3-story book which includes stories like Remember Me, The Return, and The Last Story all in one book. I can't tell you word for word what this book is about. It's about a lot of things, but if you haven't read this book, please do. You will not be disappointed. Now, if you're familiar with the singer Selena, who died in 1995, you already know that this book, To Selena with Love, is a damn good book. It's by her husband, Chris. Move my finger. It's by her husband, Chris Perez, as you can see. And it basically tells the life story of how she became a singer, how they fell in love, their relationship, and up to her death and all that, and how she's remembered today and whatnot. And yeah, it's just a really good book. So if you haven't read this, please read it. You will not be disappointed, like I keep on saying about all the other good books. You will not be disappointed because you know Selena is a very exciting, lovable person. Shout out to you, girl. R.I.P. Now, if you're familiar with the movie Precious, this book right here, Push, is what the novel is based off of. It's by the author Sapphire, as you can see, and here's a picture of her on the back. It's a very good book. The same concept of the Precious movie. Shout out to the shout out to the actors Gabby Bay who played Precious, and shout out to Monique who had played Mary. Y'all did an awesome job in that movie. I love watching it every day. So yeah, it's a very good book. Sad, but very good. Now, this book I haven't really read yet. It's called Poor Little Bitch Girl by Jackie Collins. It's about this. Hello? Sorry, y'all. I just hate getting weird phone calls. So, yeah. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, this is called Poor Little Bitch Girl by Jackie Collins. I haven't read this yet. It's about this girl. Her name is Denver Jones, and she's a hotshot 20-something attorney, and she's working to be a personal assistant or something like that. But I haven't read it yet, but I plan to, and I imagine it's a very good book. So, yeah. Now, this book is called And Then You Die by Iris Johansson. Don't ask me what it's about because I do not know. I haven't read it in so long, but all I know is that it's about this girl. Her name is Bess Grady, and she's a photographer or something like that, and some weird shit starts going on. She has to try to stop him and whatnot along with this guy. And I think they rescue a baby or something like that named Josie. But Other than that, it's a really good movie, and why did I say movie? It's a really good book, and you will not be disappointed. I only read half this book. I plan on finish reading it later on down the line, and yeah. Now, these two books, if you're familiar with the Twilight series, you know these are good. New Moon and Eclipse by Stephanie Meyer. Shout out to you, girl. You are a very fantastic author. I love you, girl. And these books had me on the edge of my seat all the time when I read them. So if you've read the Twilight series, or if you haven't, please do, because you will not be disappointed. You will fall in love with the characters, because I know I did. Now, this book called Eye Candy by R.L. Stine, who wrote the Goosebumps series, which I've never really read, but I only saw them when I was in elementary school. But to R.L. Stine, who wrote this book, Eye Candy, it is a very good book. And if you're familiar with the MTV show Eye Candy by featuring Victoria Justice, you already know it stars some of the same characters, Lindy Sampson, and she has a stalker and whatnot that's obsessed with her. But in the movie, turns out, not movie, in the TV show, it turns out the stalker is actually some guy she met off this app called Flirtual. But I'm not trying to be a spoiler or anything, but in this book, turns out the stalker was all a setup and the stalker was her best friend. So, not trying to be a spoiler, I'm just telling you how the show is different from the book. But other than that, this is a very good book. I highly suggest you read it. It will have you on the edge of your seat. I promise you that. It will have you on the edge of your seat. Now, the next book on my list before I show it to you, if you're familiar, if you like crime stories, if you're familiar with the 1965 death of Sylvia Likens, you already know that this book, House of Evil by John Dean, is a very good book. Let me show you closer. It tells the story about this girl. Her name is Sylvia Likens. She was tortured by the Benishevsky family in this house. And they basically did all kinds of horrific things to her. I'm not going to go into detail, but they did all kinds of horrific things that I didn't even know were possible, that I can't even fathom. So if you're interested in crime stories, please read this book. It shows crime scene photos and everything, and court transcripts and everything, and you will not be disappointed. Also, it's a DVD movie called An American Crime, as you can see. It's a movie called An American Crime that basically talks about the same concept that I'm talking about now, just like this book. So if you plan on seeing the movie, or if you're planning on reading this book, please do, because you will not be disappointed. Shout out to the An American Crime cast, Ellen Page, who played Sylvia Likens, Catherine Keener, who played that bitch Gertrude, and all the other ones. So, yeah. And last but not least is The Host by my girl Stephanie Meyer. Stephanie Meyer, I love you, but this book was lame as shit. And yeah, I love the Twilight series, but this book was lame as shit. So like I had said, this is one of the lame books that I don't mind giving away. So email me if you want this book, and I'll be happy to send it to you. So yeah, I think it talks about some alien shit or something like that, but oh well. So, yeah, that is about it for my book collection. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Like I had said, the lame books that I had told you were lame, I will leave my email in the description box down below, and you can just email me if you want them, and I'll be happy to send it to you. Also, don't forget to add me and follow me on my social media accounts. And until next time, see y'all later.